body's decision to suspend Marie Andrews for wearing a tuxedo to school did not violate Marie Andrews' First Amendment rights. Our position is that this court should affirm the appellate court's decision. Marie Andrews' actions do not constitute symbolic speech. According to the Spence test, this court held that conduct is considered symbolic speech when the speaker intends to convey a particular message and when that particular message is clear to those viewing it. Maria's intent for wearing the tuxedo could have been for various reasons, such as an advertisement to help promote her uncle's tuxedo shop, to oppose her friend Amber Green's photo from being removed from the yearbook, or to help out with their school campaign. In Spence, a student hung a flag upside down with attached peace symbols onto the flag to oppose the Vietnam War and the Cambodia bombings and the Kent State shootings. These events, they held a great connection, a strong relation to one another, and they all tied back to one central message, which is peace. However, in this case, the events don't hold a strong relation to one another.
Excuse me, Counselor, wouldn't you say that in Spence, the timeline as far as when the events happened and when the flag was hung was an important factor, whereas in this case, there is also a similar short timeline between the photo being eliminated and the tuxedo being worn, that may actually qualify under Spence?
Yes, Your Honor, but in Spence, the war it's a big issue. It's not going to go away as quickly as school events would. In this case, Marie Andrews wore a tuxedo 3 weeks after Amber Green's photo was removed from the yearbook. Students were likely to forget about this happening or be too busy worrying about classroom assignments or the upcoming AP examinations. Moreover, Marie Andrews' actions were not likely to be understood by those viewing it. In Spence, there was particular context to help understand what the student was trying to portray, which was the wars, the shootings, and bombings. Those events were all violent, and they all led up to this one big message, which was peace. And this made it obvious why the student hung the flag upside down and attached peace symbols to the flag. However, in this case, there are too many things going on. As I've said before, her campaign, her uncle selling tuxedos, and the absence of a friend Amber Green's photo from the yearbook.
Isn't this, as your opponent had stated, just her using everything within her reach to show her solidarity? Isn't this just using all possible things so that she can win the presidential campaign to change things within the school?
Well, it could be, Your Honor, but I don't see a relation between the absence of a friend Amber Green's photo and her school campaign. They don't have a strong connection to one another as the events in Spence, as I said before, which makes it kind of unclear what her message could be, and makes it unlikely that others understood what she was trying to portray.
If she just wore nothing else, she just came to school with a tuxedo, would the principal have the right to suspend her for that?
Well, Your Honor, if she had caused a material and substantial disruption, yes, the principal would have been justified in suspending Marie Andrews.
So she came into school in an evening gown, same thing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Also, symbolic speech is protected under the First Amendment, and in this case, Marie Andrews' tuxedo isn't considered symbolic speech because she didn't have a particular message, and because that message wasn't clear to those viewing it. One of Marie Andrews' classmates, Walter MacArthur, had asked Marie Andrews why she wore the tuxedo. Marie Andrews passed him a flyer saying, "Isn't it obvious?" Asking him to infer. Walter MacArthur could have interpreted the message in different ways. One of those reasons being that the flyer that Marie Andrews had passed Walter MacArthur had an advertisement of her uncle's tuxedo shop on one side and her school campaign slogan on the other.
So the fact that one student didn't understand the message, is that enough for this court to say that it's not a particularized message?
Well, yes, Your Honor, because in order for her actions to be considered symbolic speech, those viewing it must be likely to understand her message. And also, well, to regard there, even though he was the only one mentioned in the record, there could have been other students who didn't understand what she was trying to portray by wearing this tuxedo. Not only did Maria Andrews fail to satisfy both prongs of the Spence test, but Maria Andrews also caused a material and substantial disruption to her learning environment. And according to Tinker, this court held that the school can restrict student speech when that speech caused a material and substantial disruption. In this case, Maria Andrews did cause a disruption to her learning environment. In English class, Maria Andrews was asked to read an important essay on Macbeth in front of the classroom, but students were too busy snickering about her tuxedo to listen to this important essay, which was supposed to be helpful to those upcoming examinations.
Counselor, is it something that these schools should have the right to do to punish someone who actually was not doing the disturbing actions herself? It was the other students that were actually doing the snickering. Is it within their purview to actually punish her instead of them?
Well, yes, Your Honor, because Maria Andrews was the person who decided to wear this tuxedo. She came into school knowing that students were likely to make fun of her or laugh at her tuxedo. And as I've said before, school can restrict student speech when that speech causes a disruption to the learning environment.
So if a male student wore a tuxedo to school and gave a speech and other students laughed at him, would the school have a right to suspend?
Yes, Your Honor. Furthermore, in chemistry, Maria Andrews was caught passing a flyer to a note to one of her classmates, and this caused Mr. Alvarez, her chemistry teacher, to stop the learning environment and learning process and mention that they don't need even minor disruptions during this crucial time at Hendricks High.
So weren't just the giggling during the presentation and the note passing just what normal high school students do in a normal class? I mean, if the school has the power to suspend students for that, wouldn't the majority of students get suspended?
Well, yes, Your Honor, but as I've said before, Maria Andrews, it was her decision to wear the tuxedo, and because the school knows that she was the one causing the disruption, they will prevent disruption in the learning environment. Also, also Maria Andrews, as we said before, wore this tuxedo during time where teachers were trying to prepare these students for AP examinations. In order for teachers to do so, they don't need disruptions such as Maria Andrews' disruption by wearing the tuxedo. Furthermore, Maria Andrews' teachers held a conference in the teachers' lounge about Maria Andrews' tuxedo and the disruption she was causing to the learning environment. And the majority of the teachers agreed that this was a material and substantial disruption, and that her tuxedo, by her wearing the tuxedo, it was preventing the teachers from continuing with the learning process and keeping the students focused.
But didn't one of the teachers who was actually there when one of the supposed disruptions occurred, the note passing, I think it was Mr. Alvarez, he even said this is just kids being kids and this actually wasn't a disruption?
Yes, Your Honor. But this meeting occurred after he had said that he had stopped his classroom to announce that to Maria Andrews that they don't need disruptions. So if he took the time to stop the learning environment and notice this disruption and notice that it wasn't necessary, then he also believes that her tuxedo caused a disruption, even though these are kids being kids.
Aren't the teachers sort of giving up on their responsibility as adults to stop the disruption rather than making the student stop the disruption? Like, why, instead of in the break room talking about what a disruption is, why don't they go out and stop the disruption? Isn't that their job?
Yes, Your Honor, and they did take responsibility because one teacher sent Marie Andrews to the office, and that's where she was suspended for her disruption to learning environment.
But they could have told the rest of the students to stop, right?
Yes, Your Honor, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they were going to listen. Students are rude in high school. They're often they often don't listen to teachers.
Okay, that's,
Can I
that's,
conclude?
that's, thank you.